Alright folks, welcome back. It has been a little over 2 days. So now the time gate on Crossroads of Fate Laboratory Arc Part 2 is available now. So now we're going to complete the Laboratory Arc Part 2. We are not pulling Akechi. So Akechi is a pass in anticipation for Anj in a little over 11 days, right? Because of the maintenance time as well. So let's go over what 3.6, this is the 3.6 overview. So let's go over what 3.6 is. We have a new bond, which is Manaka, right? Manaka Nagao being the Anj setup. And this says for best experience complete, a heartfelt message is what we did last time. It was a pretty traumatic one, but it's great to see Manaka, one of the first characters that you see in this game, actually being set up. Obviously we have the rerun from Mont. Someone shared that they're pulling Mont, right, instead of Akechi. And then we're gonna look at Akechi. Was there anything else outside of that? I don't think so. Nope. I think the crane game got refreshed. That's about it. So let's look at, we'll save the on after. So she's a rerun. So let's look at Akechi, because we're not pulling for Akechi, if ever. So let's look at what, according alright, calm down. So according to the global and CN comparisons, most of his kit got a scale up, like a percentage scale up. I don't know if that does anything, but we weren't planning on using his mechanic anyways. So Akechi has high attack power, questionable. It can deal almighty damage, right? It ignores affinity and defense, so can JC. Granting the mastermind state to sweeper or assassin, Akechi can record the damage dealt by an ally with mastermind and deal damage based on the recorded amount, which is a modest amount, which is what makes him underwhelming. It was increased to some extent. If there are no sweepers or allies, Akechi can gain mastermind to strengthen himself. That's an interesting. He can provide buffs and healing to allies. He has two, like a curse space and a less spaced type of thing. So let's look over here. So this is how we typically do it with characters that we're not going to get. So flash of intuition, right? Deal bless damage and heals, right? And then he gains these currencies. Gain suspicion and deduction for 2 turns, with deduction increase party damage. So it buffs the party, right? Then curse is the dealing the damage and then decreasing their defense, so debuff. And then he gains arrow of purity, perjury, arrow of perjury, which allows him to trigger reign of justice. You spend all the arrows of, actually maybe not, I take that back, hold up. You spend all arrows usable with suspicion, so you have to trigger, you have to use flash of intuition to use reign of justice. So it deals almighty damage to all foes equal to 18.4% of damage recorded. That is so low. And lose suspicion. Then activate arrows of perjury, right, that on random foes, dealing almighty damage equal to 73%, 4 hits. So I guess it's like a 1-3 or a 2-3, depending on your use case, and they're both AoEs. Curse is strictly higher in scaling. and it seems like even the Reign of Justice. From the second hit, prioritize new targets and decrease damage to deal on the same target. If Akechi has Mastermind, Arrow of Truth, Gates. Oh, this is in case there's no other damage dealer. What is this, an AoE? Yeah, I mean, the contention point about this is Akechi is classified as a DPS, like a sweeper role, and it's kind of a mixed bag, more support-esque. And right for now, like the current gates of, you know, Nightmare Gate requires 2 sweepers, or to encourage people to use 2 sweepers. I think later down, Kirijo is the kind of Akechi-like thing where it's a support DPS-ish, or like Makoto Yuki, and I think that design is a little more agreeable than Akechi, unfortunately. Just deal damage, both curse and bless. Also for 4 turns, increase arrow perjury numbers of hits by 2. I see. And what was the talent? Can activate Flame of Desire effects with all the allies. I don't actually know how Flame of Desire works. And it's something that deals with almighty damage. Not entirely sure. The Wanda Star something, the new weapon, deals with Flame of Desire as well. I'm unsure how Flames of Desire work. And this probably summarizes the Mastermind stuff. Grant Mastermind to the highest, right? At the start of turn, manually reselect a target to grant Mastermind. Okay. Only one ally can have Mastermind. Reselection is cooldown. Increase Akechi's attack by 25%. Okay. From the Mastermind one. When an ally besides Akechi has Mastermind, deal damage to all target foes with a skill. Okay, record it. Yeah. So AoE would spike the damage, but it's always going to be less. Unless you like stack a post modifier, which it doesn't necessarily appear. There is multiple hits, so still kind of weak. What does this weapon do? When deduction or stratagem are active. I don't even know what a stratagem is. Increase, okay, some attack. Activate when the Mastermind activates, increase Akechi's crit. So it's based on him as opposed to a buffer, right? Because he's a damager. It's okay. Pretty lukewarm. Okay, so then you hit alt to like pick another guy, right? And then you have 2 all-purpose things. Oh, which stratagem? Oh, stratagem is the curse one. Stratagem, suspicion and stratagem versus suspicion and deduction. Yeah, so either or creates suspicion to create Reign of Justice, and then the individual things are stratagem and deduction. Okay. I see. Conservative. The heck? What are these guys weak to? Interesting. I don't have Joker either, so that's a thing. Oh, that didn't even land because of those guys. Okay. The heck are... Oh, you have to do almighty damage, I see. That's weird.
見え見えだ。
よく見ている。カリオペ。響き渡れ。
Oh, that's fine.
ショータイムだ。アルセーヌ。イコロセ、ロビンフット。
Okay, so let's just do this and see. You lose suspicion, but you get 4 attacks, dealing almighty damage. Yeah.
この力で全てを消し去ろう。来い、アルセーヌ。
Yeah, I mean,
仕留めるぞ。
if it's a large AoE group
もう一度。
with a strong sweeper, it does lock in 2 of your
ハイライトだ。可及的速やかに戦闘を終わらせるぞ。
ロビンフッ
2 of
ト。
your attack 2 of your slots.
ペルソナ。
Looks pretty cool though.
これでどうだ。
ご苦労。行くか。
Interesting. Yeah. All right. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go find out what she is about after the events, right? I don't actually know what she even does. Oh, increase social stats more easily. Well, that is a little bit late to the party. All our social stats are at 20. Let's go check out Manaka. Obviously, I'm not gonna like chug back the juice to trigger all the things. I'll probably talk about her, like her accomplice story and one a little bit when her banner is released in 11 days. Because now all my bonds are all my accomplice stuff, like the synergies, they're all filled as well. So now we'll just like, they release the new synergy ahead of a new banner each time. Talk about them as we go. So another 12 days I'll see a little bit more of her synergy.
実はちょうどおばあちゃんと一緒に来たところだったんです。最近散歩のルートに入っててね。まあなんかもうすっかり気に入ったみたいでさ。そうなんです。もしよかったらあなたも一緒にどうですか?
I was expecting her to like suddenly like get out of the wheelchair or something when I recover. But I forgot that the banners are not necessarily in line. Like every other character outside of the main cast, the banners aren't necessarily reflective of what is happening in the real world of P5X.
"ここの雰囲気が気に入ったってのもあるけど、前より音楽を楽しめるようになったみたいなんだ。きっとあんたが私らの背中を押してくれたおかげさね。ほんと感謝してるよ。いいですね。ありがとね。
That clap is very cute.
あのね、おばあちゃん、私、その、ステージ行きたいんだね。 と恥ずかしいけど、せっかくいるし。かわいい孫の頼みをばあちゃんが断るわけないだろう。
Where's your sax, huh?
貸し出しの楽器があるんだよ。
Okay.
まあ、あんまり借りる人はいないらしいけど。よし、彼にいい演奏を聴かせてやろう。
Here we go again.
よろしくお願いします。
I feel like at the end, the very last scene of the synergy, we gotta hear a song, right? It's probably in her palace episode.
サックスとのハーモニーもうまい。
確かに伸びやかで素敵な歌声。こういうのもいいわね。
ああ、独創性がある上に透き通るような歌声だ。
Let the jazz play. Yeah, I'm looking forward to her arc. So this girl is the new arc in 2 weeks. You get to learn about her very unfortunate, tragic, somewhat tragic past, where she tried to take her own life. And it's not like, it's more like from cyberbullying.
ちゃんと聞いてなかったんだと思ったら恥ずかしくて。
Maybe she'll find her voice or something.
すみませんでした。
It's the
活動これからも
Japanese idol arc. Yeah, in the beginning of this game, it started with her jumping jumping off the roof. That's how the game started. The first scene. And the grandmother is the only elder character in the banner list. She was released as a 4-star banner, but I kind of see her coming back as a 5-star banner sometime. Then flashback, or was she alright? No, she failed. She lived. Yeah, and then you meet her grandmother, Chizuko, and Chizuko was like constantly drinking, and then you listen to her story, and then being around her, Chizuko, you end up encouraging Chizuko to try to reach Manaka, and then now we're up to the present day. But in the beginning, you're exiting out of school, and you were waiting at the, I'm guessing the Shinjuku station or something, and you look across and she leaped off the building. But it was a failed attempt. So then she got hospitalized, and lots of things happen along the way, and then just now she's entering back into the arc, the mythos of it. Lots of things happen in between then and now. Her backstory is she's very talented. So she uploaded her video as a singer. And you can probably fill in the blanks. I hope she gets to walk by the end of the Palace arc. It'll be interesting. You learn a little bit. One of the sources of problem was a guy was jealous of her. So it's kind of one of those things. You post something on social media, you blow up, you become viral, and everyone's talking about you, and then someone else did all the work and the hard work too, but they didn't get the same attention and the viralness, and then so that person cyberbullied her into like basically try to gaslight her as hard as possible. And Chizuko, her grandmother, was none the wiser, right? And then now they're making amends and whatnot. In Persona 5, the whole premise is that people can be filled with malice, and then you're supposed to go into the subconscious depiction of people, and you have the ability to rid them of the malice. And then there's like other people that drain desire and whatnot. It's a metaphor. Most of the Persona stuff is a metaphor for what happens in the real world of the Persona characters. However, how they go about it is everything is personified and like rendered in the image of the person's persona. So the palaces represent the personas of like the realities. So like the alternative realities, the metaverse. They legitimately call it a metaverse. The metaverse of the person you're in like pursuing. And what you end up doing in this game series, the P5 universe series, which P5X is an extension of the P5 universe. The mechanic is you dive into their minds, their mind palace, and hence they're called the palace, and you see their warped sense of reality. And then what you're trying to do is, as you go through their palace, you learn about their backstory. What caused them? Usually most people are not straight up despicable. They are typically, they're rooted in some sort of like something caused them to be this way. The game series is about redemption most of the time. So you learn their backstories, you find their treasure. Basically, the treasure is the source of when it all went down, what happened, the source of the whatever malice. And it's not necessarily malice. Persona games use the credos, like the sins. So the first one, we've already done gluttony. Is it gluttony? Possibly envy or sloth and lust. I'm not quite sure. They kind of switch it up a little bit, but it's about the 7 sins, right? The 7 deadly sins. And there's a representation of each one of them in the palace. So, and Persona 4 had a different mechanic. It wasn't necessarily diving into people's minds, but it was going through like a television set, so to speak. And then Persona 3 had a different representation of like the chaos that can wreak havoc with like the human condition. So, and then all the modern Persona games are told through vignettes. So it's like a gigantic cast. There's 3 times more sub stories of other characters than the main cast, and that's kind of how Persona is structured. Do they ever overlap, or is it usually one persona is a main sin? Like the enemy people, they're all showcases. They are dynamic. They're not caricatures per se. So they have a highlighted sin, but it is written in a way that all the other sins still exist in some way, but they have a very primary sin. So like be it greed, gluttony, sloth, wrath. It's the main sin that they represent, but they're not written like the embodiment of the sin. Yeah. So the highlight is like the main source of their trigger is that primary sin, but they act all accordingly. Like they still experience greed, hatred, and all that stuff, like all the typical things. But the highlight and the central source of the theme will be... I don't know who this is going to be, though. The last arc was incredible. It was about unconditional love and things that come out from unconditional love. It branched like four different times. This one, I don't know what it is at the moment. It's probably envy. Envy is probably the sin that we're talking about here, or something related to envy, possibly, which would fit with the theme so far. A bit dramatic.
この辺り暗いし仕方ないよ。ごめんねおばあちゃん。この車椅子ただでさえ重いのに、私がもっとリハビリを頑張れてたら。
So it kind of strikes me as like Manaka might be hiding something a bit more serious, possibly. So one of the themes is that each villain, like quote quote the main sins, has a paired up character that you're friends with, like your company, and they are the ones that become the victim of the sin. So each of the characters that you root for and you play and you interact with your character, they are paired up with their confronting sin. So for every single palace, there's also a victim. And in the last chapter, there were 2 palaces because there involved 2 people and there are multiple victims, so they kind of escalate. Initially, most of these games would start off low stakes, like there'd be like 1-1, and it starts leaning in, and things get escalated. It gets a little bit more complex, or game writing and game designing situations as well. Like the mechanics also get interlaced. P5X is a live service game, so it's not quite the same how they lay it out, but it seems like that's what they're doing. The palaces do get bigger and larger and longer and more convoluted to execute. And we're seeing the beginning of the newest arc because we just concluded the last arc. The question is, what is... And you're always wondering, the thing you're looking for is, you're wondering what is ailing the character. And the character's deficiencies, like Manaka, whatever is bothering her now, is going to be something that makes her possibly the victim or involved with whoever the next quote-unquote villain is. The first villain was a washed up rising baseball star who then turned sour because one of the characters, one of the main cast, was also a rising star, and she embarrassed him. And because of his embarrassment, he got inside his own head and ruined his own career. Then he became a adult who delinquently checks people in the subway. So he ends up checking, like shoulder checking, the subway slammer meme and whatnot. He ends up shoulder checking women. And one of the women victims, one of the girl victims, was one of your high school classmates, which is not the same high school classmate that is also part of the main cast that was involved in like kind of unintentionally like embarrassing him. She actually looked up to him, but she was a girl prodigy, right? Like She was very good at baseball, and that led to his backstory of how his life spiraled because that one incident caused all of that. The second palace person, he was a guru, a self-instated guru, spinning like social media, but he was a gourmand, a self-proclaimed gourmand. And your second main cast character, Soy, he wanted to be a chef, especially a ramen chef. Like he loves everything about ramen. So he was challenged by like where he worked. That guru is the kind of guy that goes around doing whatever he wants and he must be pleased. You know, your video guru, your gourmand guru, where like, oh, if you don't treat me well, I'll give you a bad review and then close down your shop. And one of the characters was a high school classmate, and now you're his friend Shun, and he gets caught up in it. So he was the victim of the gourmand who like was basically faking everything. He's vanity is the thing. And then the third palace is Riko. Riko is one of your classmates. She's I think she's an upperclassman, right? And she's class president. She's the one where she's a princess that's like a princess figure in this type of arrangement. Her father is the CEO of a major corporation that runs pretty much everything in Japan. So she is groomed to be everything, like the heir. But then you help her discover like her own personality, and in the process there's another victim. There was a homeroom teacher. All of them have a homeroom teacher that really cares everything about their children. But on the way, the guy who was quote unquote the villain of the third arc, he didn't join at a weird time, StarCraft. Anyways, he was hired as a school counselor to try to improve things. But how he does it was to set up problems that didn't exist. And eventually you find that his past was because he loved to do something and it got shut down by betrayal. So like he wanted to be a film director and he made a show, but ultimately his heart was broken, he was manipulated, and he was also cheapened out of his dream. He had a boss that basically backstabbed him in all the wrong ways, emotionally and professionally. So then he went on to do the same to someone else. He paints scapegoats in order to elevate his career. And that's how he came across your cast, because he ended up targeting their homeroom teacher. And their homeroom teacher is like overly concerning and caring teacher to a fault. In fact, she tends to overstep the traditional like Japanese decorum, where it's an overly concerned homeroom teacher. So she becomes victim of that. And that's where the whole unconditional love theme came from. Riko parallels that, one of your characters, because there are a lot of people who unconditionally love her, including this homeroom teacher, and possibly even her father and her mother. And then you learn about her background, where she is painted to be a perfect model, but at the same time she rarely gets to express her own selfishness, while at the same time understanding how much people love her despite feeling like they might be potentially suffocating her. So that's the most recent arc. And now the new arc, we don't know yet, or at least I don't know yet, and I reckon it'll be something of that nature. But then we have the theme of possibly envy. This is my guess. Yeah, pretty good. They tend to try to keep it like varied and not necessarily overlapping in that sense, like overarching themes. Like there aren't 6 villains doing the same thing per se, like a very similar thing. For mechanics purposes and story diversity.
2日に1回くらい病院に行ってるんです。主に歩行訓練ですね。手すりにつかまりながら歩いたり、マッサージを受けたりって感じで。あとは家でストレッチもしてるね。です。歩けるようになるにはまだ時間がかかるから、しばらくは車椅子のままですね。入院が長かったので筋肉も落ちていて、頑張らないとなんです。マナカは十分頑張ってるよ。体力も退院した後に比べれば戻ってきてるだろ。それはそうだけど。あとは外に出て気分転換をするのもいいって先生には言われてるんだけどね。ほら、私は片目があんまり良くないだろ。長時間の外出はきつくてさ。夜の方が動きやすいくらいなんだが、さすがにマナカと出かけるのは危ないしね。さっきみたいに段差に気づけなくて車椅子を倒しちまったらことだろうよ。おばあちゃん、そうだなあ、あんたよかったらだけどマナカの散歩に付き合ってくれないかい？
Okay, so we're going out on walks with her. Interesting.
さっきも言ったけど医者にも勧められてるんだ。外の空気を吸って歩きたいと思うことも大事ってね。でも私じゃ近場までしか付き合ってあげられない。だからもしよければ。おばあちゃん。
No worries, Crocodile. Anytime.
彼だって忙しいんだから。
So, the thing about Persona games is that they are characterized by the interaction of all the social links, or as they were called in P3. So, for a game like this, the longer the game runs, the more and more vignettes there are. So, with every patch, there's usually a vignette. Almost every patch. And then there are seasonal events, but generally speaking, seasonal holiday stuff occurs like roughly 3 or 4 times in the calendar year. However, the rest is dedicated to consistently creating more and more vignettes, and sometimes they might overlap. So it's kind of like tiered, very much like a Dragon games, where you have sub-stories which builds on every single character in a given area. So like when you walk around, there will be a particular character that's associated with every aspect of your character's lifestyle, be it in a maid cafe, you go to a shop, you go to a gun, like a gun store, you go to like a weapon store, or you go to school, you go to like literature club. Nearly eventually every character or location, like every location associated with a character, will have a legitimate character attached to it. And the way they unfold in like the single player game, the mainline game, is that you spend time as time passes to get to know their backstory little by little, consistently by consistently, and eventually when you complete a game, you have at least like a glossary of 30 to 40 characters with all of their backstories filled in, on top of your 8 or 10-ish main cast characters that interact on a daily like a daily and main story basis, who have awareness. The way they separated this game is that all of your synergies, like her, Manaka, Manaka might be one of the main cast members. And when you're talking about the main cast members, they're not quite the same as the alt cast members. So in order for them to separate it, all the banners, like all the people you draw, their personas, in the story itself, they are not part of the main cast. So every other chapter, the non-main story chapters, they will introduce a character and their hypothetical persona character that joins you, and they're called the banners. In this case, what's coming up is a main story update. So Manaka will become likely a main cast character. And they're involved in, like, they have the awareness of going in and doing all these things. That's how they're balancing it. And in all the mainline Persona games, it's very similar. All the surrounding cast is to proliferate the storytelling in the world you live in. And your main cast are the only ones that are aware of all of this going on. And they're the ones that would make these decisions together and whatnot, though. So it's not quite on the level of like a Suikoden game, or like Chrono Trigger, or like a Chrono Cross game where legitimately all your cast members are involved in the thing. It's more like creating a world and building a narrative at the same time. So Persona games tend to have a little bit, have pretty much a balance of both of them. Where your world building is through the vignette of all your characters that surround your main cast, and then your main cast is the narrative-driven novella. P5X kind of tries to spin it in a different way slightly, and then still capture the Persona 5 thing, which I'll probably talk about quite at length when I start playing Persona for this year. Like, try to go through the Persona games, the modern Persona games. There's always a chance that P1 and P2, I don't know what P1 and P2 is like. There's always a chance might have access to those too. Harking back to that Nintendo discussion. P1 and P2 is like locked in a console kind of thing, so have no access to what P2 is like. Alright, let's do it. And much like how Persona, like the numerical games work, you do dailies and then you advance the time, and then these characters will ask you to hang out with them. You have the opportunity to hang out with them, and over time their stories fill in. So this is the beginning of her story, which I can't do in real, like, actuality, because it takes a resource that is associated with actual time passing. Yeah, let's do it. Go. He didn't get a fancy drink though. Lame. Look at this lame drink. Should get a blue one of these. Hey. She has other clothing? Ooh. Alright, let's see what her other outfit is. No, that's a very flattering outfit.
別に今着替えないでもよかったのに。
She's so much more vibrant.
だろう、ぴったりだと思ったんだよ。
そうです。
おばあちゃんってば。じゃあ改めてちょっと歩いてみようか。あんた車椅子を頼むよ。
はいはい。Go. Pork.
そこのお嬢ちゃん、揚げたてのコロッケどうだい？へ
え、うまそうじゃないか。3つ。ああ、いやいや、夕飯用に5つくれるかい？
はいよ。
5.
ありがとうございます。
毎度。お、そうだ。お嬢ちゃんかわいいから、よかったらこれもどうぞ。余り物で悪いね。
いいんですか？ありがとうございます。
2 full bags. Look at that.
こんなにたくさんよかったのかな。
Yeah. That is a lot? Nah, I call that a good deal.
昔からよくあるんだよ。買い物するとおまけくれたりね。まあでも身内の私が言うのもなんだけど、確かにマナカって何かあげたくなる雰囲気があると思わないかい？
そう。
ハロー？
はい。
いっぱいありますし、一袋はあなたに後で渡しますね。
They're just like talking in front of her though.
おいしそう。
Sweet nature, could that be what makes people want to give her
こっち
stuff?
にベンチがあるし、そこまで行って一つずつ食べようか。ごちそうさまでした。美味しかった。また今度買いに来ようかね。あんたも付き合ってくれてありがとうね。またよろしく頼むよ。ありがとうございました。車椅子重くなかったですか？よかった。そのご迷惑じゃなければまた。
Nanji wa ware. Alright, so this is where we like build the bond. Yeah, her skill gain is weird. It's so after the moment. また組んだ。Okay. Yep. So that is how her thing is gonna go. Every day is a surprise. Ever since I became friends with you, it's been one surprise after another. Like discovering a part of me I didn't even know exists, and finding the joy is going outside. I can't believe it. Anytime. Invite again soon, right? So, this is just to give you an idea, Crocodile. Like, so these are all the characters. So at some point, you know, after, and they all have their like idiosyncrasies that try not to overlap with each other. And then there's a catalog of all the different informations of each of the times you meet. So that's kind of like the Persona's itch. It's kind of like a semi-visual novel game while also having the component of your JRPG. Anyways. So what? Oh, that's a cute little thing. So let's see. Is it just your social skills? Earn? Oh! Oh, does this retroactively give you super schema points? Probably. Yeah, so you just instantly get 5. What is this last one? Earn a random gift for every 200 points. Oh, okay, so there is overflow. You do get overflow for your stat boosting, I see. Nice, they counted for overflow. Because our social skills are already maxed. Like, there's really nothing to be gained. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, time to see what the second half of Akechi... Okay, so, up to this point, a very quick summary. The part 1, basically we met Kasumi. Is Kasumi still on here? No, Kasumi is not on here. Her banner expired, but Kasumi, Violetto is was introduced, and this is the P5 collaboration. So it's kind of like a truncated hybridization of what Persona 5's series of events was. So in the first part 1, we entered the laboratory. And it seems like they're hinting at that the laboratory has a boss, a villain that doesn't necessarily have some evil intent per se. And then we meet the overzealous Kasumi, or Violetto, which is a kohai of the rest of the group, of the Persona 5 group. And then they were doing something, looking for clues as whose palace it is. They ultimately got cornered, and then when they did something, an ominous figure shows up. He took care of it, and right when things are going south, Akechi shows up and uses his imaginary revolver, and then that's where we're at. These are really small vignettes because obviously we can play the Persona 5 game. So these collaboration events are typically to create little pockets of intrigue for the existing Persona 5 game. And after this is the last chapter of Crossroads of Fate. So starting after Anj, so maybe like a month from now, we'll start the P3 collaboration. And I actually know quite a lot about Persona 3 already because I played Persona 3 back in the PlayStation 2 era. This one, I haven't played this game yet. Anyways, so all of this is just teasers for when I play Persona 5R or P5R in sometime at the end of the year. And we'll like kind of cross-reference all of it. So we have 10 parts to this. And it was unlocked like 3 hours ago. Like a little over 4 to 5 hours ago now. So let's see what happens. Alright. We always gotta love the music. Does it hype you up to go play P5? Most of the things hype me up to go play most things. Like I am a very calculating person. So in all the ways, there are plenty of moves that I make that are related to a lot of my experiences. So until like I'm forced to do anything, most of the stuff I'm genuinely always looking forward to the next thing. Right. Since I'm not forced to do anything of my choice. So I am excited to play Persona 5. I'm excited to do the Persona Legacy project. I call it a legacy project because it's going to take like a whole year, possibly. So we're starting with Persona 3 Portable. Persona 3 Portable is the closest thing to the PlayStation 2 game, along with all the FES edition and whatnot. And we're going to play that for completion. Then we're going to play Persona 4 Gold Edition. And then Persona 5 Royal Edition. Then we're going to go back to Persona 3 Reloaded. And by that time, Persona 4 Revival is probably going to be released. And then my anticipation is they might announce Persona 6, but there is obviously still a chance that they're gonna like re-release Persona 5 again, like royal, super royal, shiny diamond version or something. It's kind of an ATLUS trend a lot of times, and it's quite a lot of trends. Lots of Japanese publishers and developers are doing this kind of thing where they like generationally rotate through their things before the major release. So we'll see if they announce anything for the anniversary, right? I'm excited. However, you know, I don't want to downplay my excitement. Most of the time I tend to sound like I'm enthusiastic for most things because it's really, I say this quite a lot. I don't often, if I had a choice, I don't choose to not be hyped or not interested in what I'm doing. I think life is kind of too short for that. So the answer is usually yes. I'm always excited and interested in the things I choose to do. Now, if you're gonna make a counter argument, then do you ever get not excited to start something? Well, I did have a job before, and there were things that are expected of me. However, I exchange hype for reward. So oftentimes when someone asks me to do something and maybe I don't know what it is, I can't be hyped for something I don't know what it is. However, when I do it, that is when I will receive the reward. So what I mean is my interest and love for the things I do often comes after I do something, if it's something I have to do. And that's like my job and helping people and whatnot. The reward is in the doing, as opposed to the reward is anticipating what you would be paid for, or like what you would be compensated for. That's kind of like the long umbrella answer to, yeah, typically if I plan on doing something, you bet your pretty penny that I will sound very enthusiastic and hyped for it. And hear me out, I am hyped for things that may be a disappointment. So the last time you mentioned like you dodged a bullet for Final Fantasy 13, I would be hyped to see how Final Fantasy 13 disappoints me. Because the hype comes from the idea that you can be disappointed. You can have an emotional response. And genuinely, things are fairly boring when you're not excited or have any stakes in it, right? Like, I understand that disappointment is a negative feeling for a lot of people, but feeling nothing, in my opinion, is probably the most disappointing type of excitement. Like when you choose to do something and your first thought is, I don't care enough to feel anything. That's the premise of Persona 5, by the way. The premise of Persona 5 is there's something that's draining all of the passion from people. You lose sense of desire and enthusiasm. That also includes both sides of emotions. both the capacity to be disappointed and the capacity to be happy or excited. Because if you're doing something and all you're saying is, I'm just doing it because I can, that is, in my opinion, the commentary that the Persona games have made for some time now, which is the idea that people do things just to do it. They don't do it because they're worried that they could be disappointed, or they care about it so much that they worry that it can be disappointing, or they care about it so much that they can't contain their excitement, right? That's kind of not the world we live in right now. Like, even video games have come to a point where some people, I would ask them, so why do you play Fortnite every day? And they say, like, just to pass the time. I'm like, do you get excited, or like, is there something you notice each day, something that gets you back into it? And they're like, no, I just do it because I know how to do that, just to pass the time. Okay, but you have to do homework, right? Like, well, I don't want to do homework. Okay, but it doesn't really sound like you want to do Fortnite either. That's kind of what P5X has teased for me about what P5R is going to be like, because it's about being void of those emotions. So yeah, I'm definitely hyped. Hyped to be both disappointed and excited or elated at the same time. It's why I really like video games. Alright, that's enough droning on for that. Let's get into it. So, the young man in white who saved Violet from attack introduced himself as Crow and explains that he is in temporary alliance with the Phantom Thieves of Heart. Temporary. So both Violetto and and Akechi are thieves in a pod, I suppose. Apparently he's also a detective. Not a high school student? Interesting. Whose sharp insights into the mysterious palace aid the group in unlocking a new idea. You know what this reminds me of? All of this stuff reminds me of learning a little bit of a language and then eventually going to play the Persona 5 and filling in all the blanks. I think it's kind of fun to see how the puzzles fall together. Okay, let's go and swap this up. Oh, you know, hang on. I think it'll be a faster way if I do it. Okay. Okay. Yep. Alright. I don't have to have to set the party each time. I've learned. Alright. Alright, let's get into it. Oh, okay. Luferu is the story character. Excuse me. All right. Oh, your voice is interesting. Hey, hi.
お前なんでここに？誰だ？見慣れぬやつだが。
大丈夫だ。彼は敵じゃない。
Okay, so they're already acquainted.
友人。まあ、そう
だ。妙な含みがあるように感じるが。
僕らの関係はちょっと複雑でね。友人というより
Intriguing.
に協力関係を結んだライバルという方が
ライバル
どうにも難しい関係性のようだ。
難しいですね。
改めまして僕はクロウ。今は一時的にだけど ジョーカーたち怪盗団と取引を結んで仲間に加わってるんだ。それで君たちは？
Introduced. 10 minutes later.
ワンダーでそちらがキャトルだね。よろしく頼むよ。それにしても興味深いな。違う世界の怪盗たちと何度も出会うなんてさ。ん？あれ？君もしかして？
はい、私です。吉沢。いえ、失礼しました。ここではバイオレットと呼んでください。
バイオレット？でも君は
他の世界の怪盗団もいることだしな。ここでは本名を明かさず。
Yeah, take care. Take care, Crocodile. Thanks for chilling.
なるほどね。じゃあ改めてよろしく、バイオレット。
はい、よろしくお願いします。クロウさんもペルソナ使いだったんですね。今まで全然気がつきませんでした。それに怪盗団と取引をしてるだなんて。
いろいろあってね。いろいろはいろいろさ。
例えば？
僕なりの正義に従って行動してるってところかな。
Okay.
そんな
Two peas in a pod.
今の状況を教えてくれないか？君たちの方がこの世界の事情に詳しいようだし。
ああ、だがその前に一つ質問だ。どうしてお前がここにいる？
ああ、ごめん。そういえばまだ話してなかったね。じゃあ簡潔に説明させてもらうよ。今日はサエさんのパレスを攻略していたよね。その帰り道、スマホに違和感を。
サエさん。
サエさん？
サエさん。
我が輩たちが攻略中のパレスだ。気にするな。それでスマホに違和感ってのは？
Those eyes.
ああ、異世界ナビに妙な揺らぎがあることに気がついた。こんなこと今までなかったからね。確認のために電車を降りてみたら、お台場の方に引き寄せられるようにナビゲーションが開始されたんだ。その後はさらにナビの揺らぎが強くなって、確か新設される競技場予定地の近くかな。物は試しとナビをタップしてみたら、この空間に飛ばされていたというわけさ。
クロウさんもやっぱりあそこから。
ああ、出口が見当たらなかったからね。この建物に入って内部を見て回ってたんだ。そうしたらここでシャドウと戦っている君たちを見つけたという感じかな。
そうだ、私お礼も言えてませんでした。さっきは助けていただいてありがとうございます。
気にしないで。異世界での戦い方はそれなりに心得ているしね。
なるほど。では勉強させていただきますね。クロウ
クロウ先輩？まあバイオレットがそれでいいなら。
お前にとって先輩は何人いるんだよ。もともとはジョーカー先輩を先輩とお呼びしていましたが、
でも
今は経験豊富な先輩がたくさんいらっしゃいますから。ジョーカー先輩、モナ先輩、
クロウ先輩。
それに違う世界の怪盗のワンダー先輩、キャトル先輩も。まあ好きにしてくれ。
うん。
さて話を戻すが、結局クロウが迷い込んだのも異世界ナビによるエラーということだな。
そうみたいだね。 君たちは何度か似た状況になっているようだけど、脱出方法に心当たりはあるのかい？
I mean,
今までは
mhm.
コアっていうお宝のような核を盗み出せば脱出できたんだが、
このパレスモド機からはコアを感じないのだ。
Oh yeah, that's right. The main
ひと
thing
ま
was
ず強
that
い気配を追いかけ
there wasn't
討
a
伐してきた
clear
が
core.
何も起こらなかったと。なるほど。ちなみにバイオレットはここに来たのは初めて？
はい、私も初めてです。あ、でも前に似たようなところには飛ばされたことがあったんですけど。
似たようなところ？もう少し詳しく聞かせてほしいな。
15 minutes later? Okay.
説明ありがとう。だいたい理解できたよ。少しまとめるけど、ジョーカー、モナ、ワンダー、キャトル、この4人は何度もここに来ている。ここっていうのは違う世界の人間が同時に存在している場所ってことだ。
3回です。Yeah, 3回です。
で、これまでの経験だと他の怪盗団のメンバーも一緒に飛ばされていた。なのに今回はいない。代わりに僕とバイオレットがいる。そういう状況だね。
あ、
そういえば思い返すに、これまで我が輩たちは怪盗団全員が飛
That's
ばされ
fair.
てた。
This time is a little bit different.
こちらも同様だ。まあ異世界に行くときは全員揃っているという点もあるかもしれんが、
逆説的に言えば全員が揃っていなくてもここに飛ばされることが証明されたわけだ。しかも怪盗団ではない僕とバイオレットがいるという例外中の例外。僕に至ってはまるで誘われるように
That's a
この
fair
世界に
point.
引き込まれた記憶もある。つまり今回両世界が交わったのはイレギュラー。今までと脱出方法も違うと考えるのが妥当かな。
クロウ先輩、すごい分析力ですね。
これでも一応探偵を名乗っているからね。
Fair enough.
そうは探偵。あ、知りませんか？クロウ先輩は巷で
High school
高校生探偵
detective.
で
探偵王子の再来とも言われてるな。
最大。
二人とも
なん
そことまで。ここでは身分を明かさないって決めたんだろ。とにかく僕やバイオレットが例外である以上、二人がここに呼ばれた意味、それを考えれば脱出につながる手がかりになるかもしれないね。
So Crow is a self-proclaimed highly intelligent private detective for now.
しかし探偵とは世を賑わす怪盗としては宿敵とも言える相手なのではないか。
少し前までは探り合いの中だったな。今は協力関係ってことになっちゃいるが。
はいは。
僕はい怪盗団のやり方には反対だからね。手を組んだのもある事件の犯人を捕まえるためだ。気になるかい？それくらいなら別に教えても平気だろうけど。確か君の世界と僕たちの世界は何かしらがずれているんじゃなかったかな。
ああ、ワンダーたちの世界では例の事件は起きていないようだ。
やっぱりそういった大きな事件の違いがあるようだね。まあ話せば長くなるし、悪いけど割愛するよ。端的に言えば事件の黒幕を怪盗団と調べてるんだ。
Interesting.
ああ、クロウの推理力にはいつも助けられてる。
ありがとう。僕の方も君の考え方には刺激をもらっているよ。
前から思ってましたけど、お 二人って仲いいですよね。
Interesting.
あれ、私何か変なこと言いました？
いや、仲がいいというかライバルというか、怪盗と探偵って立場もあるからな。
まあ良いではないか。何にせよ今は共に脱出を目的とする仲だ。
じゃあ情報交換も済んだし先に進もうか。ここでおしゃべりしていても何も事態は変化しないだろうしね。
ああ、そうだな。探索を続けるとしよう。改めてよろしく頼むぞ、クロ
さっきのシャドウを倒して行ける場所も増えたみたいだ。まずはそこに行ってみようぜ。
You swear tones are written one way, but in conversation sound different? Are you interpreting it wrong? Or, but then when it's just friends explaining the word, it does sound like it looks. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. What is it that you think is not correct?
この辺りに宝箱があるみたい。いいものが手に入ったわね。
There might be a disconnect between the sound that you're trying to produce with your voice versus what you think you're interpreting. It's always a possibility. It's kind of like singing, right? What you imagine you sound like when you're singing. Oh. Trying to avoid those. Okay. Push a button, see a button, push a button. Sometimes the way you think you're producing a sound may not come out to be the sound itself. That happens quite a bit when it involves like sound of the voice. Can't avoid hitting that thing because of the large hitbox.
舞い踊れ。強め、追い風を。今ここに。
ペルソナディオニュソス受けてみろ。
制裁の時間だ。
Oftentimes, like one of the ways to sound like say to confirm is to record yourself and play it back in auditory review to get a more of a spot-on mind-body connection because your mouth is part of your body, so you might hear one thing that you're saying, but when you're hearing someone else, that projected sound is different from the projected sound of your voice, right? That's typically why auditory reviews of your own voice is important. What you're hearing yourself producing is not quite the same as the person you're listening to.
敵発見。油断は禁物だぞ。随分と抗ってはいたようだが。
続けます。舞い踊れ。受けてみなさい。
ペルソナいただいていく。
みんなお疲れ様。
Like we practice putting it in sentences, but when it's said again faster, he says what feels slightly different from slower. Are some sounds sort of skipped over or changed with speed? No, those are halftones. It's the thing that I was referring to with halftones. And then like if there are neutral tones, they tend to be shortened. There's a bit of lyricism in it, but regardless, if you stick to the tonality, like the tone things, it would be intelligible to another person. That doesn't necessarily mean the idiosyncrasies of the native speech is going to translate. And also, there are accental differences, despite being grossly earlier I mentioned the thing that where when you're learning something, when you're practicing the tones, they're going to be exaggerated. And then once it's exaggerated, then you refine it, in my opinion. If you're unable to produce the tone distinctions, it's going to be tough to refine it and trying to mirror someone. So things like I was talking about some of the shortening and some of the flexibility of the words, because what you're hearing is going to be slightly different from what you're producing initially, and it's gonna slip into place as it's happening. But for myself, like, I'm still gonna end up sounding a bit different from like your friend, because I do have an accent, not necessarily because of English, but more a different combination of language profile. Like, you probably learned though, like, heard 朋友, 朋友 is weird. That's not right. So 朋友 is like friends, right? 友達. And I hear like 3 or 4 different versions of that, and they're slightly different. The idea is you're listening for the differences in the tonality. It's a relationship of the tonality that you're listening for, not necessarily if you're like seeing it as a length or pitch difference. Length is not quite dependent, so you can elongate. So when they say it faster and slower, it does vary in speed, but the tonality, the relative tones, are still, whether it's fast or slower, will check out for its words. And you're probably talking about prosodic stressing that can make things sound like the same or different, in my opinion. Some kind of warehouse, alright. Multiple exits, okay. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, I was about to say. I thought this was the end of the segment. Alright. Next one. There are some very common things that have more than one sound when it's put together, so that's also a thing. I'm not sure if you encountered one of the... functional words have more than one read. So if it's literally a different sound, then sure. But there is slight differences when someone slows down and speeds up. But that is what they're intending to say, in my opinion. The group arrives at a maze-like warehouse. They begin seeking out powerful shadows to defeat, hoping it will like lead them to freedom. Yeah. So we're doing the same thing. Let's go. What? Okay, let me think about this for a moment. Okay. We'll use Turbo as much as we can because Turbo was our newest banner. I really like this like chord. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, what did your friends say? Can I jump up here? Just kidding. Is that a... Okay, that's the breakable. Dun, 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 dun. Looking for stuff. Wait. Wait.
あれは何
Calm down. Peace.
いいもの入ってんじゃん。
Just breaking things. Okay. Boop. See a button, press a button. See a vial, break a vial. But not really attack enemy when you see an enemy. Unnecessary confrontations are optional. This is not optional.
Persona. Dionysus. これでどうだ。
うまいアルセールペルソナもう一度来いアルセール
Oh,
Persona.
okay. Oh, why are you going last in the order by default? What is this nonsense? Oh, this track is amazing.
パスワード解除。
ショータイムだアルセール
ロビンフット逃げ場があるとでも
That's curse resistant.
なんだと
まだ終わってないから。ピティス。仕掛けるよ。みんな追い返そうと。
You gotta love evil stuffed bears. Like, help me, please. It's scary.
なんか入ってるかも。
That's what it said.
おー、いいもの入って
The
んじゃん。
classic phrases. Alright. Okay. Oh, that's not an opening. Okay. Alright. Sure. Okay. Boop. See a button. Hit a button. Okay. So now we can go back down. Apparently. Oh! That perspective change. Okay. Wow. That's a far way down, man. Okay.
あれは何かな
Kokorobako desu. Eh? Oh, okay. That's just invisible wall. That's fine. Oop. Oh, no. Alright. Where's that button at? Oop. What? I'm being led astray. Okay. Where's the special enemy at? Wait, how did I miss a special enemy? Oh, it might include the last mob actually.
悪くない成果だ
It's probably the last guy. Wait, where are we going? Okay, that's an invisible wall. There's so many invisible walls. Okay. Oh, interesting. Let's go. Oh there, kitty cat. Oh, it doesn't. I forgot. He auto selects a mastermind. So that's fine.
私の出番ね。
ペルソナディオニソス受けてみろ
Yeah, so he selects a mastermind before it starts, so that makes sense. Okay. The turn order makes sense now. I thought you had to like execute mastermind first. So he gets his like perjury stacks. Vast warehouse. Into deep. I can sense enemy further ahead. Yeah. Okay. They're going haywire. See where we'll take this. Next one. Next place. Convoluted warehouse. After many twists and turns, the group managed to exit the warehouse only to find a shadow lying in wait to ambush them. After praising Crow's exceptional fighting prowess, Mona tries to engage Luferu in one of their classic bouts of bickering, but something about Luferu's mood seems off. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm kidding. We're going. Alright. Interesting arrows. A modern architecture. Oh. See a button, push a button. Oh no. Okay, that's fine.
あれは何かな
Okay. Oop. Oh, interesting coils. Or, I mean, they look like vents, but they kind of also remind me of conductor coils. Oh, you know, like a thing, like a magnetic conductor coils, or electromagnetic coils. They're just shafts, but they kind of remind me. They have that like particle accelerator kind of electromagnet look to them. We are in a laboratory. I come in peace. Okay. Calm down. Can you heck. Wait, what's going on? Oh. Okay. Oop. All right. Can I get down here? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, I need a damage dealer. I guess we can use that Ketchy. Because he highlights himself. Right? What's your standard? Ooh.
私の出番ね。
ペルソナディオニュソスこれでどうだ
You going third?
ロビンフット
Certainly are.
威勢はいいね大札だやるぞ思い知ったかい
That's an interesting splash.
あれは何かな悪くない成果だ
Bakuro Bako this. Said it before. Come on. Oh, you are a detective. I'm kidding. I'm just being difficult. Okay. Oh, hi.
あそこを見ろ。また強力そうなシャドウがいるな。
あれが君たちの話していた強い気配のする敵ってことかい
ああ、各所にあのような輩が配置されている。何の因果かわからんが。
各所に配置つまりこの世界を形成している番人みたいなものかな
何にせよ、あいつらを倒せば道が開けた例もある。行くぞお前ら。
Alright.
敵発見。駆け抜けなさい。仕掛けるよ。続いて。
No crits.
ディオニュソス受けてみろ
イコロセロビンフット
Okay.
威勢はいいね
いい一撃だ。
ロビンフットさあ決めようか
It's pretty neat looking highlight though. Pretty satisfying.
なるほど確かに強敵だったね
Mama.
クロー先輩、息切れもしてない。
厄介な相手だったけど弱点をついたり戦闘の流れを俯瞰したりすれば問題ないよ
Humble brag.
そう言ってくれると嬉しいなワンダーの実力も相当なものだけどね
言い方が上からなのは気になるが、クローの戦闘センスには脱帽するぜ。
Yeah.
お前もペルソナ使いに目覚めたのはここ最近って話だからな。
ありがとうモナ褒め言葉として受け取っておくよ
Okay, whatever floats your boat.
最近なら私も頑張らないと。行きましょう先輩方。
Of course. Tripping on air. Daijoubu desu ka?
すみません、張り切りすぎました。元気があるのはいいことだが、空回りには気をつけないとな。
Tripping on air.
ああバイオレットが誰より頑張り屋なのは知っている
いつ脱出できるかもわからないんだし余裕を持つことも忘れないようにね
先輩方。
Ganbatte.
しないように私も精進します。
その意気だ。さて探索を続行しようか。
それ我が輩が言おうとしてたのに、この風洞
There we go.
セリフを横取りすんなよ。
そうだったか。すまん。
そうだぜ、まったくお前は。って
ね
なんだ、いつもみたいに言い返さねえのか。
いや、誰がフードお化けだ、このクソ猫もどきが。
今思い出したのかよ。
空回りしてるのはどっちだって言ってあげたら、バイオレット。
You know, it's kind of if Lufedu was a cat, right? And it's just two cats bickering, that would be like on point. Just two cats bickering. It's like, wait a minute. I don't like you. Alright, and the group comes across a monitoring room where they decide to take a break to ease Violetto's fatigue. Violetto's convinced that she's to blame for everyone getting trapped in the here we go. In the palace because of her desire to escape from reality. A kind words from Joka and Wanda and the others inspire her to be more accepting of herself. Kind of a replay. A bit of a replay from the midpoint of the part 1. Alright, now we got Violetto on our team. Eh?
Violet、大丈夫か？少し遅れているようだが。
はい、私なら大丈夫です。こうやって強がっちゃうの良くないですよね。せっかく頼りになる先輩方が一緒なんですし。すみません、皆さん。少しだけお休みさせてもらってもいいですか？ありがとうございます。では、お言葉に甘えて。
ああ、こちらも気が回らずですまない。少し休憩にしよう。
バイオレット、もしかしてだけど、君の疲労が溜まっているのは異世界に慣れていないからだけじゃないよね。
さすがです、クロウ先輩。探偵の目はごまかせませんね。少しお話をする時間をいただいても大丈夫でしょうか？
Alright, time to put on your serious hats. もちろんですね。
ああ、ここはシャドウの気配もないし、腰を下ろしながらでも話そう。
僕らも体力を回復させた方が良さそうだしね。ここで一度休憩としようか。
Alright, lay it on us.
少し落ち着いてきました。異世界で落ち着くっていうのも変な感じかもしれませんが。
セーフルームでもあればいいんだがな。でも、お前が少しでも楽になったならよかったぜ。
それでバイオレット、話とは？
実は、私とクロウ先輩がここに引き込まれた理由について考えてたんです。
その様子だと何か心当たりがあるってことかい？
はい。もしかすると的外れな意見かもしれないのですが。ありがとうございます。少し言いづらいんですが、私が 皆さんを巻き込んでしまった原因なんじゃないかと思ってるんです。少し前にお話しさせてもらいましたよね。私には思い悩んでいること
Oh
が
yeah,
あっ
that's
て、
right. She was the gymnast, right?
そ
The
の境遇
gymnast.
から私逃げたいって思っていました。そんな気持ちがあるか
The
ら
social
ここに
pressures.
来てしまった。私の意思に皆さんが巻き込まれたのではと。現実にいたくない、どこかに逃げ出したい、そんな願望に。
いや、だからってそれで人間が異世界に巻き込まれるってのは。
でもありえないことじゃない。僕たちにとってはこの異世界すらありえないことなんだからね。
現実から逃げたい願望か。
Oh yeah, that's right.
あ
He
の
also
後
had
から
the
逃げたいと
Luferu
無
had
意識に
the
考えていた。
scary stuff.
私にそんな力があるとは思わないんですけど、逃げたいなんて思うのきっと私だけですし、思い返せばここのシャドウも盗品みたいな、そういった言葉を発していた気がします。
それは確かに。
そういう後ろ向きな気持ちがこの空間につながっちゃったのかもって。ちゃんと向き合わないといけないのにダメですね、私。だって自分がやらないといけないことから目をそらしてるんですよ。本当なら立ち向かわないといけないのに。
When you're able to.
俺もある意味では逃げてきたようなものだ。
先輩？
理不尽に罪を背負わされ、居場所を奪われ、そこから脱しない限り何にも抗えなかったと思う。だがそうやって逃げた先でしか得られなかったものがあった。
逃げた先でしか得られないもの。
そうそう。だいたい怪盗なんて追われるのが仕事みたいなもんだからな。我が輩たちはこれからも不自由に捕まらないように華麗に逃げて逃げまくるぜ。
ジョーカー先輩、モナ先輩。そっか、逃げるって感情や行動は悪いことだけじゃないんですね。
Hi there.
ワンダーの言う通りだ。理不尽な環境を受け入れ、抗わなければ自分の意志を殺してしまうだけ。逃げるという選択肢がなければ、俺は何も変えることはできなかった。
Yep.
慣れ親しんだ環境を捨てるには勇気も力もいる。逃げるのも決して簡単なことではないと思うよ。
クロウ先輩、
Very poignant.
ありがとうございます。
だけど、そうか。逃げたいという意志が鍵なのだとしたら、同時に誘われた僕もそうだったのかな。
That's what I'm wondering. What are you running from?
いえ、全然そんなつもりは。クロウ先輩が逃げるなんて。
Because Luferu had something too. What about you?
冗談だよ。
Oh yeah?
逃げるというのは人間が今のあり方を変えたいと願う欲望であり、希望。
That's certainly one way to look at it.
そう言い換えることができるのかもしれんな。言うならば逃避欲とでも表現しようか。
私、今まで逃げてもいいなんて考えたことなかったです。立ち向かわなきゃ なんとかしなきゃってそれだけが答えなんだと思ってました。
Well,
逃げても
both.
いいんだ。
Again, both.
逃げるね。ああ、本当に彼女の仮説が合っていたらって考えてたんだ。僕は逃げている自覚なんてないつもりだったけど、もしかしたら本当はってね。
Hmm.
心当たりはあったのか？
さあ、どうかな。
So what are you running from?
あっても、君たちには言わないよ。
Gee.
いや、この流れなんだからそこは話せよ。
I say
だっ
yo.
てここ、脱出したら記憶がなくなるんだろ？なら、言ってもしょうがないかなって。
That's a counter argument. That's a cyclic
これもそう
argument.
か。ひとまずはこのパレスもどきから逃げ出すのが
If they're gonna forget anyways, it means there's no reason not to say it. Counter argument.
どうやらこの先にもまだ強敵らしき気配が続いている。この謎の異世界から逃げるためにも今は前に進もうではないか。
うまいこと言いやがって。お前は逃げ続けてんのが性に合ってそうだけどな。
なんだとこの猫もどき
Lively as usual.
と思ってたんですけど、お二人も相当仲良しですよね。
違わい。
さて、じゃあそろそろ休憩は終わりかな。先に進もうか。
あ、行こう。
Yeah, that deterministic argument where like, well, we're all gonna forget anyway, so there's no point in. That's also an argument for saying it anyways, because then it would be inconsequential whether he said it or not. Cyclic argument. Wait. Oh, hey, a slide. I wasn't expecting a slide here. Oh, can you please? That's a weird slide animation. Ooh. We got any breakables? You know, those numbers are very big. Sorry. Oh, we got. Oh, I just wanna break that thing. Was there a button back here? Anyway. Excuse me?
あれは何かな？
すごいです。
What's your what? Where are you going? Okay. All right. Cool. Hold.
なんか入ってるかも。
悪くない成果だ。
Can I want this? Oh. Okay. All right. Oh, Chernobyl.
頑張
Or
って戦いましょう
is that what that thing is called?
敵発見駆け抜けなさい油断は禁物だぞ仕掛けるよ続いて
Oh yeah, that
盛り上
crit.
がってきたなんだ楽勝だったな
Eh?
せいなんだ貴様は
Heck. Go in. We crawl and we crawl. Alright. That's a lot of wires. Oh. Oh my goodness, please. Wait. Oh. Okay. Alright.
あれなんでしょうかすごいです
Alright. Let's go. Bafflement.
敵発駆け抜けなさい油断は禁物だぞ仕掛けるよ続いて続けていきますね周回遅れにしてあげる
ペルソナーディオニュソスこれでどうだ
サンドリオン手は抜きません
ロビンフット威勢はいいね
やっちゃいましょうオッケー先を急ごう
Okay. Alright. While scouring every nook and cranny of the monitoring room, the group discovers a particular passphrase. It turns out to be the key to unlocking a particular door that leads them deeper into the palace. What do we have this time? Okay.
任しとけ
あ
Electric fences. Look out for treasure. Got it.
ここ宝箱取ってないのある
悪くない成果だ
Eh?
と
Alright. Higher level security doors. Find something necessary to open it. Right. Huh. Tiny panels. Electric currents. Miraculously open. Interesting. Wait, was that door here the whole time? Ooh. Hi. Switch. Chew. Okay.
賊の侵入を許すとはね。敵発見。油断は禁物だぞ。ピティス、最短距離で突っ走るよ。ピティス、仕掛けるよ。その調子。周回遅れに仕掛ける。
リオニソス、これでどうだ。
貫けロビーフット。逃げ場があるとでも。
ワウロボットのペルソナ。
どうだ。ここで終わるのか。来なさい。ピティス、仕掛けるよ。みんな続いて。
Oh, it was then Swift. Okay. Oop. Dead end door. Oh. Be quiet. Be very, very quiet.
貴重なもののようだ。おー、いいもの入ってんじゃん。
Okay. Oh. Laboratory. A TV. P4? Joyous Escape. Oh. I see. Joyous Escape. Interesting.
いいぞ。
あれは何か
ATLUS box.
悪くない成果だ。
Alright. Last dude. Let's go. What's going on? Alright.
アクセル全開。トロトロしてたら置いてくかね。駆け抜けなさい。油断は禁物だぞ。仕掛けるよ。続いてファイナルラップ突入。
ペルソナディオニソス、いただいていく。
イコロセロビンフット。逃げ場があるとでも。
やったな。一挙に撃破だ。
ええ Alright. Anxieties flare up among the Phantom Thieves as they continue through the labyrinth like ATLUS. Without the presence of a core, the group racks their brain to find a new method to escape. Wonder what they're gonna come up with.
待ちくたびれちゃったよ。
Pretty spacious. Stronger shadows. Alright. That is pretty spacious. Okay. Oop. Not this door, that door. Is there nothing in this room? Intriguing. Come in peace.
ここ宝箱取ってないのある。
Spiral staircase, of course. Maybe referential, you know, to Helix, right? A Helix. Can I open this door? Hmm? Ooh. Night room. Can't cross the threshold.
悪くない成果だ。
Trying to get a little sus. Didn't encounter like the extra boss mob yet. Where are you? I feel like I missed those 4 coins. Oh, nope, we got the 4. Okay. Oh, there's that guy. Alright. Wait, I missed the box though. Yep. Pop this guy first.
チャンス！一気にやっちゃって。
ロビンフット。さあ、決めようか。格の違いを見せてやる。
ビティス！仕掛けるよ。続いて。
ペルソナー！ディオニソス！これでどうだ？
イコロセ、ロビンフット。威勢はいいね。
ありがとう。
Man, that does like negative.
わしのペルソナ。
That's some negative damage.
駆け抜けなさい。ビテス仕掛けるよ。続いて。先を急ごう。
え？
ここ宝箱取ってないのある。
Okay, so another box somewhere. Oh, that's where. Okay. Oh, yeah, it leads into that one staircase. Gotcha, gotcha. What are you? Good. Back here. Oop. Oop. Imagine sliding upstairs. Okay, there's the other guy. Here's the last box.
貴重なもののようだ。いただいていこう。ふむ。
Bale or ball.
よし、見つけたぞ。わしらが感知していた特殊なシャドウだ。
あのシャドウを倒せば脱出が近づくんですよね。
多分ね。今の僕たちは前例のない脱出方法を試しているから。
Just gotta have faith.
ああ、
信じる。
他に術はないからな。やるしかなかろう。
強敵の気配もだいぶ減ってきたからな。何かしら前に進んでるとは思うぜ。行くぞみんな。
Alright.
アクセル全開。トロトロしてたら置いてくかね。敵発見。駆け抜けなさい。油断は禁物だぞ。仕掛けるよ。続いて。
You gotta love the crit. A crit on
セッ
physical.
ターは譲れないんだわ。よーし、片付いたな。
ふむ、残りの強敵シャドウの気配は一つしかないようだ。
それはつまり。
Hmm.
そうですよね。最後って考えると少しだけ緊張してきました。
大丈夫だ。みんなで力を合わせればどんな相手だって倒せる。クロ、いけるか。
ああ、問題ないよ。
Now hug and make up.
どうした？
Uh-huh. You gonna tell us?
大したことじゃない。先に進もう。
Hmm. Sus. Enter. Having defeated another strong shadow, only to gain no clues toward their exit, the group discovers a hidden path thanks to Kuro's keen observation. They find their way to another special door that takes them further into the palace. Alright. Oh, intriguing. I think we're just gonna supersede Kuro.
見る目があるね。
Alright. Another powerful shadow. Alternative route. Oh, okay. Now we grappling. Hang on. Gotta check our surroundings first. Where's my chest at? Okay, I don't see anything. Okay. Some RGB plants. Okay. Wait. Ooh. Kick. Huh. Oh. Interesting.
敵発見。油断は禁物だぞ。降参してももう遅い。これまでのようですね。
That's a lot of almighty damage.
舞い踊れ。受けてみなさい。
We're just gonna pick them off as we go.
いただいていく。
みんなお疲れ様。
Eh? Can't get in there. Alright. So I guess the stairs is gonna take us back up the other side. Oh. Passcode. Bring relief from pain. Sounds like escapism to me. Oh, you're just gonna take me back there? Okay. I think we might have missed something. Yeah, there's a chance. I guess we'll see. Yep. Should check the rest before going. Oh no. Oh no, yeah, I missed a unit and a chest on the other side. Okay. I have to go back. Dionysus.
さっさと片付けましょう。敵発見。舞い踊れ。油断は禁物だぞ。追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナー！ディオニソス。これでどうだ？
制裁の時間だ。オッケー。先を急ごう。
The black door. Now we have to go back.
戦いを始めましょう。敵発見。油断は禁物だぞ。散してももう遅い。これまでのようですね。僕が相手をしてやる。続けます。咲き誇りなさい。追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナ、ディオニソス。いただいていく。
運が悪いね。
制裁の時間だ。みんなお疲れ様。
Okay. Somewhere here, right? Can't cross the threshold. Yeah, so the body must be at the Oh no, it isn't. Wait. Huh. But somehow I missed. What? Oh my goodness. I'm like, what? Always gotta check the door. Behind the door frame. Okay. Or the door leaf. The group continues to face stronger and more powerful enemies. They find themselves in an area resembling a clinic for treating patients, calling into question just what kind of place the palace is meant represent. Okay. Amid these uncertainties, the Phantom Thieves continue searching for a way out. Alright. Oh, those are interesting posters. Emulating? Yeah, okay. Yeah, happy people, sad people. Or, yes, sad people. Clinic. Interesting. Okay.
あれは貴重なものかもしれん。行くぞ。見つけたぞ。私の理想だ。
Okay. It just opens up back there? Okay. Oop. Oh, hi. Wait, hold up. Say what? Oh, no, there's more. Right? This can't be the end of the segment, right? Orochi.
敵発見。強め。油断は禁物だぞ。追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナディオニュソス、これでどうだ。
制裁の時間だ。みんなお疲れさんだ。
Okay. Vicious laboratory.
この辺りに宝箱があるみたい。
悪くない成果だ。
stuck.
ここ宝箱取ってないのある。ほう、これは悪くない。
Where's my one? Wait. How did I missed it? Wait, how do I miss? Is there more? Huh. Oh, it's because it's open at the other end now. Probably. Okay.
チャンス、一気にやっちゃって。降参してももう遅い。これまでのようですね。はっ、その程度か。
強め。追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナディオニュソス、これでどうだ。
制裁の時間だ。オッケー、先を急ごう。
この辺りに宝箱があるみたい。
悪くない成果
Oh
だ。
wait, can I? I could have walked the other. Oh no, I couldn't have. Okay. That kind of looks like hair. I imagine that's what it's supposed to be. Reminds me of the dancing lady in Claire Obscure.
敵発見。
強め。
油断は禁物だぞ。
追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナディオニュソス、いただいていく。
Kaboom!
制裁の時間だ。オッケー、先を急ごう。
Range area? Getting out of here, right? Okay. And ultimate. The group hurries to gather more passphrases to unlock the special door leading to the heart of the palace. All the while, the question lingers. What is the truth behind this place? I don't know. Maybe Kuro has something to do with it, you know?
我々の力が必要なようです。行くぞ。ジュスティーナ。
Mayhaps.
片付けてしまいましょう。
Mayhaps. Okay. Hidden passage. That's fair. That's a hidden passage. Oh, not really. Not hidden. Okay. Wait. What? Oh. We're going up? Okay. Their grappling position. Okay. Find a way to power down the gate first. Okay. Or the fence. Alright. A catwalk. Oop. Convenient. It's just such convenient buttons.
この辺りに宝箱があるみたい。
悪くない成果だ。
Is there? Doesn't look like it. Not like this. The heck? Wow.
ここ宝箱取ってないのある。ほう、これは悪くない。
Okay. Where are my 6 coins at? Ah, there they are. Right. Then the boss. Oh, hey, it's Fafnir.
敵発見。油断は禁物だぞ。力を貸しましょう。
潮目。追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナーディオニュソスいただいていく。
Kaboom.
制裁の時間だ。みんなお疲れさんだ。
Okay. Only solution. Only solution. One escape. Popping up. Okay. Guess I'm moving forward. Alright. Pass raid. Let's go. Hell there, Aiden. Alright. And now we're at the last part. See the boss. And obviously, as transparency, I already did the last boss as a way to unlock and expedite the challenge part. The Phantom Thieves realized that the key to escaping the palace was not stealing the core, but to embracing desire. They accept their desire to escape as representing a hope to change themselves and their circumstances. This ultimately reveals the palace's exit, allowing them to leave. Witnessing this, would all theorize that the mastermind behind creating these palaces aims to link the two worlds that set the Phantom Thieves reside in. Yeah, but I'm not sure how they're ever gonna pay that out at some point, maybe down the road. Oh, I didn't even check if there was anything.
異様な気配がするな。この奥にパレスもどきを形成させた輩がいる可能性が高そうだ。
ああ、プンプン匂うぜ。
Poon Poon.
かなりの強
I'm
敵だ。
doing well. How are you doing,
気合い
Aiden?
入れねえとな。
この先のシャドウがコアの代わりになっている。それが君たちの予想だったね。
うむ。他にコアとおぼしき気配もなく、この先以外に強敵の反応もないからな。
Oh, get the show on the road.
待って、その前に念のため確認しておきたいんだ。バイオレットはそれでいいのかな。
私ですか。すみません。おっしゃっている意味が。
この先の強敵を倒せばここから出られるかもしれない。けどそれは君が望んだこととは逆なんじゃない？
問題ありません。確かに私は逃げたかったのかもしれない。辛い現実や重圧、きっとそれ以外のことからも。だけど今の私は逃げていいんだと知っています。逃げちゃダメだと思っていた私よりも逃げてもいいんだと知った私はずっと強いです。だから現実に戻っても負けません。
Renewed passion for
切れ
life.
たみたいだね。
ああ、今のバイオレットは生き生きしてて、見てる我が輩たちも気持ちいいぜ。
逃げるという選択肢が加わったことで心に支えができたということか。わしがいやいや、わしは何も変わってない。全然最初から元気ピンピンだ。
嘘が下手だよな、お前。ずっと様子が変だったのは自覚なかったのか？
なぬ変ではない。全く全然変ではない。
Whoa.
いいがかりはやめてもらおう。
まあまあ、誰でも突っ込まれたら気まずいことってあるからね。
だから何でもないと言ってるだろう。ちゃんと話を聞け。おい。
はいはい、大丈夫。
そんなことよりこの先にいる敵に集中だ。どうにかしないことには脱出もできんのだからな。
照れ隠しも不器用だよね。
だがキャトルの言うことはもっともだ。それに気をつけろ。この先の敵を倒したらパレスもどきが崩壊する可能性もあるからな。
Alright, let's do it this. Not much of a... I'm expecting some sort of closure, maybe? For the collaboration?
今までのシャドウとは雰囲気が違うね。相当な難戦になりそうだ。
おじけづいたか？
まさかそっちこそ準備はできてるのかい？
ああ、やるぞ。
So escapism for the last arc.
なぜ歯向かう？我らは貴様らのため
一体何を言って？
に受け入れろ、己の意志を。
敵発見。貴様の気持ちだぞ。
楽園へ導いてやる。
Relocate their power, they must plan a full... Try to attack the original first? Oh, I was under the impression you were supposed to attack the other guys first. Hang on. When defeated, gains 1 frenzy stack. Decrease final damage taken by... Oh, I was doing the opposite. Wait. Defeat, decrease final damage taken by 20. Oh, I just blew up all the ads before. We're still gonna do that though. I just realized I've been doing the opposite.
これでどうだ。
制裁の時間だ。やったな。一気に敵撃破だ。お仕置きの時間です。行くぞジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
Are you so girthy?
貫けロビンフット。逃げ場があるとでも。
Oh. Let's see what it do. Okay. Wasn't negligible. It seems that damage to power up clones is the best approach. Oh, it's just... Never mind. It is. Is this a multiplayer game? It is not. Single player game.
これまでのようですね。
ペルソナ。これでどうだ。
お仕置きの時間です。行くぞジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。制裁の時間だ。
It is free to play though.
ロビンフット。この力で全てを消し去ろう。
ハッキングだ。ミッシッシン。私の出番だな。パスワード解除。舞い踊れ。強め。追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナ。ドミニオン。これでどうだ。
ペルソナ。行くぞジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。大技発動チャンス。
ちょっといいかい。
Under it seems their weaknesses have changed. Gather more time. Nah, we're fine. We're fine.
力を貸しましょう。
ロビンフット。威勢はいいね。
助かったわ。支援準備か。ミッシッシン。私。パスワード解除。咲き誇りなさい。潮目受けてみなさい。
ペルソナ。サンダルフォン。ディオニソス。 受けてみろ。
見せてやろう。我らの力を。行くぞクリスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
Boom.
制裁の時間だ。みんなお疲れ様。
Okay. Now let's see if we get any closure for the entire P5 collaboration. Hmm.
やりましたね。
Maybe they'll run it back after the P3. Huh. Like P5, P3 collab?
いつもと違い、パレスもどきが崩壊する様子はないな。
Oh. Hmm.
倒しきれてなかったようだね。僕がとどめよう。待て。
ちょっと待って。Interesting. Skep escape.
Tohi? おい、お前一体何を。
会話にはならないようだな。こやつにもう自我はないんだろう。わしらに倒された後、思念だけがここにとどまっている状態のようだ。
逃避を受け入れろか。
どういう意味なんでしょう。
バイオレットの考察が合っていたのかもね。完璧にとはいかないようだけど。思い出してほしい。バイオレットは当初逃げることは悪だと感じていたよね。だけどワンダーやジョーカーの助言もあって、逃げとは選択肢の一つであると気づいた。
はい、皆さんのおかげで自分の考え方を変えられた気がします。
でもこのシャドウの言葉を聞く限り、それだけじゃ脱出の要素としては不十分みたいだ。自己の逃避を受け入れる。それはただ逃げてもいいって知ることじゃなくて、逃げたかった自分自身の思いを真正面から受け入れることなんじゃないかな。
Follow through, accountability.
逃げたかった自分自身を受け入れる。
つまりそれは自身の新たな欲望の芽吹き。待てよ、考えてみればこれまでのパレスの融合にもその考えは当てはまるかもしれん。何かしら強き欲望を抱くことが脱出の鍵だった。そう考えれば合点はいく。思い返せばわしらとジョーカーらは互いに協力し、共通して脱出するという強い欲望を抱いただろう。
それはそうかもしれないが。
だが待て。とするとコアのダッシュは本来正規の脱出手段じゃなく、パレスの融合をコアを奪うことで無理やり解除させていたってことになるのか。
そうかもしれん。それを証明するためにも今から言うことを試してみたい。このパレスもどきで抱く欲望は逃避欲だとして、それをわしらが受容すれば。
それは逃げたかった自分を受け入れるってことですよね。
You can do it.
そうですね。私はずっと逃げていた。きっと新体操以外の大切なことからも。でもそれもきっと私の一部。逃げていた自分を自覚することが前に進み出す一歩になるのかもしれません。だから私は受け入れます。逃げていた自分もこれからの自分も。
Accountability and follow through.
そうだな。わしも心のどこかで逃避していたのかもしれん。
Alright, spill the tea, Takechi. What about you? Spill the tea.
だがそんな自分を、新たな欲望を受け入れよう。ワンダーや仲間たちをあの悪夢のような光景から救い出すために。
Alright, Crow. Kuro, spill the tea.
おい見てみろ。シャドウが。
Oh, there isn't one. What the? Alright.
受け入れたか。
Okay, so no tea.
あの言葉からして僕たちが逃避欲を受け入れたと判断したのかな。
そうかもしれない。
だが奴が消えようとこの空間の崩壊は始まらないな。
かし入り口の方にあった妙な気配が消えている。今なら脱出はできるかもしれん。
なら行ってみましょう。
Interesting. They're not gonna come back to this. Morgana's animation.
おお、本当に出られそうだ。珍しくメガネザルの予想が当たったな。
この相変わらず口が減らんやつめ。
じゃあ脱出しましょうか。でもその前に皆さん本当にすみませんでした。結果的にここは私の逃げたいという思いが生んでしまったのだと思います。
いや、お前だけではない。恥ずかしながらその思いはわしも抱いていたのだから。互いにいい気づきと新たな欲望を得ることができた。今回はそれで良いではないか。
Oh, I wonder what her chapter is like
先輩、
about escapism
ありがとうございます。
in P5R. Okay.
僕なりに推察していたんだ。
Okay.
どうしてこんな異世界ができたんだろうってね。キャトルの予想通り、欲望を抱くことがここを脱出できる条件と仮定しても、この事象を起こした犯人にとっては一体何が狙いだったんだろうって。
Sure.
それは確かにな。我が輩とジョーカーにとってはもう4回目だ。偶然で片付けられることじゃね
前に考察はしたことはあるが、結局答えにはたどり着かなかったな。
Me too.
前の
Me
サイクル
too.
はコアを盗むことでも、
I wonder if they're gonna use the same explanation for P3.
対して今回はコアそのものが存在しなかった。なら前回までがイレギュラーだったのかな。
何が言いたい？
犯人にとってはコアを盗まれて脱出されることが想定外だったんじゃないかってね。だから今回はコアを盗まれないようにした。隠したか存在しないかまではわからない。
Intriguing.
本来脱出のために必要だったこと、何らかの欲望を抱かせるを達成させるために。
じゃあつまりこの場所は
Friend or foe?
私たちや怪盗の他の先輩たちに
Friend or
欲
foe?
望を持たせることが狙いだったってことですか？
確信は持てないけどね。それに他にも欲望が絡んでいそうな点はある。ジョーカー、ワンダー、君たちならわかるだろう。
俺たちとワンダーたちの世界が同じ欲望を抱いたとき、この事象は発生していた。例えるなら、互いの世界ともパレス攻略を開始するタイミングだ。
そう
二人
か。
ともさすがだね。うん、僕も同じことを考えていたよ。この世界を形成するためにはコアの存在とお互いの世界の認知の同調が必要だった。今回なら例えば逃避欲によって認知世界が融合したという風にね。
Sure.
両世界の認知の同調。あ、そうか。そう考えると確かに辻褄は合うな。
そこから僕が推理するに、犯人にはもしかすると欲望を抱かせること以外にも別の目的もあったんじゃないかと思うんだ。
But the payout.
別の目的ですか？
うん。例えば2つの世界をつなぎ続ける必要性があったとかね。
二つの世界をつなぎ続ける。一体何のために？
さあ、そこまでは。でもそう仮定するなら、犯人の目的は達成されたことになる。この世界は今回崩壊していないからね。
Intriguing.
何にしてもこれ以上の推理は厳しそうだ。この世界を出ると記憶も消えるんだろ？
Or would it? Nope, food time.
すみません。出られると安心したからか、お腹が。
気にしないで。今みたいにお腹も減るし、僕たちはずっとここにいられるわけじゃないから。僕の推理はここでおしまいかな。
ああ、何にせよ脱出を優先しよう。出られるのは今のタイミングだけかもしれない。
しかしクロウの考察力には感服してしまうな。どうだ、わしらの怪盗団に入るつもりはないか？
Endless bid to recruit.
このタイミングでスカウト？それはちょっと。
I'll just come.
キャトル先輩ってお茶目ですね。
ワンダ、今回も世話になった。
Gonna be a while. Last time for a while.
実はみんなには話せなかったんだが、俺も心のどこかで今の現状から逃げたいと思っていたのかもしれない。
But you're Joker.
君にそう言ってもらえると勇気をもらえる気がする。ありがとう。
I guess that's how they wrap it up for now.
カジノのようなパレスを攻略していたな。その作戦が終わったらまたみんなで会おう。
Interesting. Maybe it'll return after the P3? It's gonna be a long while, like a whole year. The P3 collab isn't even finished yet. Aegis is gonna be added soon. Casino-like Palace. Yeah. Going back there.
おーいワンダ、
Yeah.
何をしているのだ？
Intriguing. There's gotta be a last hurrah, right? With all the characters crossing at the same time.
そっか。キャトル先輩とワンダー先輩のこと忘れてしまうんですね。お世話になったのに。
こちらこそだバイオレット。まあ縁があればどこかで会うこともあるだろ
しかしこんなに落ち着いて別れられるのは初めてだな。
毎回大慌てで逃げ出していたからな。
Indeed.
とはいえ、ゆっくりもしてられないんじゃない？脱出できるのは今だけかもしれないしさ。
う。そうだな。では行くとするか。
じゃあな、お前ら。
Not
また
canon.
会おうぜ。
Not canon yet.
また会おうか。
Matao.
ああ、深い意味はないよ。また会えるといいね。それじゃ。
Okay. No memories. Not canon.
どうした？ぼーっとして。スマホがどうかしたか？
Not yet. Just our
気
imagination.
を使わせてしまってすまなかったな。渋谷に出てきたらすっかり気分は落ち着いた。不思議なものだ。あんなにも心がざわめいていたというのに。 胸につっかえていたものがなくなったようだ。ありがとう。ふむ、そう思うと途端に腹が減ってきたぞ。今日は煮卵とチャーシューの気分だ。
Yes, yes.
なあ、圧勝圏に連れてってくれ。
I'm telling you, another year or two, right? Another year. P3 cross P3 cross P4, you know? P3 cross. Oh. Interesting. They did put a teaser, but then it switches over to P3. So, I wonder how they release those things. Alright, there it is. So we collect our things, right? So it leaves to be continued. Intriguing. I don't know if that's just simply referring to like the P3 collab coming up. But let's use up all our currencies. There's really not much to get. Let's get these things. Okay. Alright, so I did already do this because of the stamina dependency. So I haven't done the level 30. So let's do the boss on level 30 as a prosperity, austerity, right? Because I haven't done the 30. And what I have come to learn is you simply phase the boss like the others. Let's see if we just one take it, right? So the rotation is standard. This is my sweeper rotation. And we'll see if I can get away with it. It's quite a bit harder. Yeah, because they have different resistance as well. So this should take out the other four. And we phase him on JC's turn. Or stalk him. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Okay. Okay, those guys aren't supposed to survive, so I have no sustain. Oh, I think I might need to swap out a sustain. Or like swap out for a sustain. We'll see. That's questionable. I think this turn will be fine. Okay. Okay. He's gonna attack. Okay, that's fine. As long as the guys are down. Interesting. Oh, that doesn't actually do that much. I have no AoE. Oh no. This is gonna hurt. We're gonna use
サンダルフォン受けてみろ。
お仕置きの時間です。行くぞジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Ooh, okay. Okay. Rip. Okay, I need sustain for the level 30. We'll just put cherish in for turbo. Okay. Thinking.
私の力が必要ということね。敵発見。油断は禁物だぞ。
アマルテア、誰も傷つけさせない。
強め。追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナディオニュソス、これでどうだ。
制裁の時間だ。
Uh-oh.
ペルソナ。行くぞジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
無駄だよ。
Okay, I mean that's fine.
そうきました。
That's fine.
必ず守るからね。
支援準備か。よししん。パスワード解除。
アマルテア、凍りつけ。
必殺いけるぞ。華麗にやっちゃって。力を貸しましょう。
強め。みんなを守
褒
って。
めてやる。感謝します。
ペルソナ、
ドミニオン受けてみろ。
Okay.
見せてやろう。行くぞジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
Yeah, he has so much HP.
制裁の時間だ。
狙いが甘い。
Okay, his strength, yeah, resets.
支援準備。ミッシッシン。私の出番。バトルデータ解析。どれどれ。
準備はいい？アマルタ、誰も傷つけさせない。
強め。追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナ、
サンダルフォンディオニュソス、これでどうだ。
大技発動チャンス。
Oh, they still have the same null. Okay.
ペルソナ。
I thought that would change it.
行くぞジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。ぬるいぬるい。
Alright, he
守
can't.
るからね。来て。
We're safe,
アマルテア、
pretty
凍り
much.
つけ。
舞い踊れ。強め。受けてみなさい。
いい一撃
ペ
だ。
ルソナ受けてみろ。
見せてやろう。行くぞジュスティーヌ。力をすぐに排除します。いい一撃だ。制裁の時間だ。一斉撃破確認。やるな。発見だ。ミッシッシン。パスワード解除。
準備はいい？アマルタ、誰も傷つけさせない。
チャージ完了だ。ぶっ放
私の思いに応えて。強め。咲き誇りなさい。
No danger,
強め。
really.
追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナ
Since his damage resets.
いただいていく。
お仕置きの時間です。 行くぞジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
Like the boss isn't like stacking or scaling in damage over time. The only concern would be like the number of actions.
そうきましたか。私の出番だな。
I
アマルテア。
don't think this is gonna do very much.
私の出番だ。バトルデータ解析。どれどれ。
してアマルテア凍りつけ。
咲き誇りなさい。千代目、みんなを守って。
助かるよ。
千代目、
ペルソナサンダルフォンディオニュソス。これでどうだ。
必殺いけるぞ。華麗にやっちゃって。力を貸しましょう。見せてやろう。我らの力を。ジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。制裁の時間だ。
逃避これ楽園へ導いてやる。
必ず守るからね。
Pretty safe.
してアマルテア。誰も傷つけさせない。
舞い踊れ。千代目、追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナ
受けてみろ。
見せてやろう。我らのジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
サガを楽園へ導いて。急サガを
おー、ナイス回避。ムッシッシン。パスワード排除。
準備はいい？凍りつけ。
必殺いけるぞ。華麗にやっちゃって。降参してももう遅い。これまでのようですね。
舞い踊れ。千代目、みんなを守って。
助かるよ。
千代目、
ペルソナ。
ドミニオンいただいていく。
見せてやろう。我らのジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
That should be good enough, right?
いい一撃だ。
Yep.
制裁の
Kaboom!
時間だ。オッケー。先を急ごう。
Alright. Pretty standard stuff. We get our level 30 badge. Hooray! Alright. We got one more thing to do that we can do a little bit. And that's the dice thing came back. Maybe not. I don't think there are any surprises, right? I'm pretty sure this is about the same. Yeah, alright. Let's see. Yeah. So we don't really have to go over this again. It's for free resources. You can get more resources. Oh, but maybe we'll get let's get 300 flowers to spin this bell for the giggles, right? So let's do that. So let's get our 300 more. Let's get our 600 flowers.
私が追い風になるわ。
And then spin the bell and then end it that way. Maybe it'll land on the case with like a negative probability, you know?
千代目、
Could happen.
追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナディオニュソス。これでどうだ。
制裁の時間だ。オッケー。先を急ごう。
And it's almost 6 a.m. We got 50 so far. Let's see if we can get 600. Oh, you gotta love when you land on. Oh, you have to travel really far because the later routes are worth more flowers. So just gotta go fast. Roll 8s. Keep rolling 8s. Not once. Landing on the gold things are good though. Gets us closer to our goal. And encounters are good. These things not really pertinent, like landing on the ability ones. Alright, now we got the boss for the first route. They don't scale up until the other routes. Solo? The heck? It doesn't matter if it's assassin right now. Alright, so we cleared the first route. Next route, normal. This actually goes pretty fast. We might as well do the whole thing. Oh, what color is that? That thing is interesting. Is this the same thing? Oh, it's this thing. It's fine. Alright, 300 flowers. Oh, these are good. Landing on the encounters are good. Okay. That's 100 in the bag. Six. 5. Ooh. Okay. Darn. No 5 on there. 1 would be okay. Oh. Okay. Alright, give me an 8. Give me a 1. 8's good. Yeah, why not? Let's get to the end, right? I think we have enough dice. Generally, last time we made it on with plenty, with all our golden dice in hand. What's space around? 77? We're almost at the 100 mark. Four? Alright, we're good. Boss time. Now there are 2 of them. There should be 2 of them now. Okay. Still haven't scaled yet. You don't really scale that much even at the end. Oh. Eh? I swear it was longer before. Like you had to. Oh, it's 150. I see. The number of squares goes up in each one. Oh. Okay. Yep, now we're up to 120 for each. The thing I did last time in like to maximize the number of flowers you get, you were supposed to go to like the difficulty before the infinite, but the last time I used all my gold dice to see how many like all the power-ups you can stack. But really you want to go back to like the difficulty before and then just use your golden dice to always roll for the highest number of flowers to get a bit more resources. It's not really a big deal because all the resources are either the gems, which at this point in the game, if you're constantly playing the game, you have excess resources of all the stuff that comes from these. Like if you're playing free to play, you legitimately don't have enough banners to spend the resources. The rate limiting resources are things from the Astro Lab. Not anything out here. So you're really just collecting you're collecting tickets, if there are any tickets, and then bells, if there are any bells. There is a bell, and there's a ticket, I think. One ticket and one bell. So we're just gonna go grab them if we can. We might as well go the whole way. It's pretty short. Come on, give me all 8s. So far, I haven't rolled back-to-back 8s. Oh, that's a pretty good running streak. Above average in the last... Ooh, above average in the last couple rolls. Oh. There goes everything. I think they give you more dice this time around. Which is okay. Not really necessary. Got 50 more spaces to go. Oh, give me those big numbers. I don't think the power-up pool changed. Just looking at a glance when a power-up shows up. I think the power-up pools are the same. Oh. I don't think I've gotten a 1-to-1. It's probably still the same pool though. Roll a 1. I mean, I'll take it. 12 more spaces. 10 more. Yeah, they're the same pool. Alright, 3 more spaces. Alright. Boss. Yeah, we'll get to the end boss. Now there are 3 of them. I think the last one... I don't know if it was these guys? Or... the other group. The Oni group. Do we have enough power-ups? Oh! Hold up. Hold up. I don't have any sustain, so... Okay, hold up. Okay, that might be... Oh no. Oh no. That's pretty concerning.
ドミニオンいただいていく。
私の出番だな。行くぞ、
That's concerning. Oh, okay. Maybe. Oh, it's probably because there's a negation on the first attack or something. Possibly. They had like a first attack negation. Like a debuff on the first attack.
私の出番だな。バトルデータ解析。来なさい、ピティス。
Or it could just be the buff cycle is that good. I don't think the buff cycle is that good. No, fine. We're fine. We will need. There's a high chance we'll need Cherish on the last boss, though.
これまでのようですね。
Okay. All right. Last board. Is this the last one? Yeah, yeah. So this one we just run to the end. 50 squares. And then this is where I messed around with the loaded rolls to see how many buffs there are and look at the buff pool. But really, you just go back to the previous one to earn some flowers. If you want it to be like super min-maxing your resources. But it only leads to more gems and like upgrade material, which those are like excess, like way in excess. You're not really missing out that much. You get free rolls after the first clear, so you can roll to complete your quest. Except for the loaded rolls. The loaded rolls, you must use a loaded die to get the quest completion. I'll show it in a bit. The free golden rolls are not, no, they don't count towards your like mission, your mission stuff that you need to do. I don't remember this only being 50 square. Oh yeah, I remember. It's 50 squares because you can keep going to 100. We're just gonna roll into this guy. I think we're gonna use Cherish. Yes. Yeah, you actually have 100 spaces. You don't have to take on the boss right away. How strong are you guys? I think for whatever reason, the first attack is like really mitigated. Yeah. Weird.
すぐに排除します。そうきましたか。ぬるいぬるい。
Ow. That parasol though.
パスワード解除。
準備はいい？アマルテア、凍りつけ。
That's a little concerning.
力を貸しましょう。
強め。みんなを守ってるよ。強め。
そら。
ドミニオン、受けてみろ。
お仕置きの時間です。行くぞ、ジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。制裁の時間だ。
Oh wow, they have quite a lot of HP. And technically that guy scales. I don't think there's a cap. I don't think they have a cap on that buff. Oh no. So we're probably gonna send out one.
私の出番だな。バトルデータ解析。どれどれ。
準備はいい？アマルターレも傷つけさせない。
舞い踊れ。強め。追い風を。今ここに。
But just swap to send out one.
受けてみろ。
必殺いけるぞ。
I want to use this.
降参して
Oh,
も
it
も
still
う遅い。
absorbs.
これまでのようですね。
Oh, we can attack other.
その程度か。見せてやろう。我らの力を。
Can I knock them down?
行くぞ、ジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
I can't. I mean, it obviously indicates there's no down. That's just not paying attention. The tank.
やるな。
来て。アマルテア。
Alright, the parasol's gone. Parasol. OP.
みんなを守ってるよ。強め。
ペルソナ。リオニュソス。
これでどうだ。
お仕置きの時間です。行くぞ、ジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。いい一撃だ。制裁の時間だ。いい一撃だ。そうきましたか。
Ow.
必ず守るからね。
支援準備。ミッシッシー。パスワード解除。
準備はいい？誰も傷つけさせない。
チャージ完了だ。ぶっ放せ。私の思いに応えて。咲き誇りなさい。追い風を今ここに。
ペルソナ。受けてみろ。
お仕置きの時間です。行くぞ、ジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。行くぞ。
これぐらい。どうだ。どうだ。
Eh?
どうだ。行くぞ。
We're just gonna recast this.
準備はいい？アマルテア。凍りつけ。
舞い踊れ。みんなを守って褒めてやる。強めします。
ペルソナ。
ドミニオンいただいていく。
チャージ完了だ。ぶっ放せ。力を貸しましょう。ペルソナ。行くぞ、ジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
Hit him hard. Go ahead. 100% crit. It's 103% when they're both stacked together. So. Oh! It wasn't enough. That's fine. Dodge.
そうきましたか。
Oof.
やるな。
Oof. Okay.
必ず守るからね。
Dang. This thing kind of went the distance. Wait, is there an action limit? Okay, we're on 40.
準
That's
備はい
fine.
い？アマルテア。誰も傷つけさせない。
強め。追い風を今ここに。
Dang.
ペルソナ。
サンダルフォン
リオニュソス。受けてみろ。人を前にやってくれ。
お仕置きの時間です。行くぞ、ジュスティーヌ。すぐに排除します。
Let's take out one of them so they can stop being a butthead.
見切ったよ。
やるな。見切ったわ。ミッシッシン。パスワード解除。
来て。アマルテア。
チャージ完了だ。ぶっ放せ。降参してももう遅い。これまでのようですね。
人を前にやってくれ。
舞い踊れ。強め。みんなを守って。褒めてやる。強めします。
ペルソナ。
これでどうだ。
At least I think. Hold up. Pretty sure they are at 100%. Oh, 134. Okay.
お仕置きの時間です。
That's what the bonus is from the thing, but the base of round is 103% with both of them present, both Rebellion and
すぐに排除します。
Revolution on JC. Alright.
制裁の時間だ。
Good talk.
オッケー。
So we take our flowers and get. Right. And then you can replay this unlimitedly, but it doesn't really do anything. And you have to go back to here to get flowers. At least let me see. You shouldn't be able to get flowers anymore, yeah. So there's no first time clear reward. You have to go, whoops, you have to go back to here to, like if you refresh this, you still can get flower rewards. So basically that's what you do. You move and then you land on, you use your loaded die to land on the highest flower stuff. If you're like being super stingy, right? And we got all our gold, and then for the loaded die, you have to end up using the loaded die anyways, which I'll do on my leisure time. I'm not gonna sit here and farm this stuff, but we are gonna grab the bell. Oh, there are 2 golden tickets. Oh, and there are 2 bells. Okay, and then the rest, like you just buy the rest. Eventually, you'll just have enough for everything. So let's go and spend the 2 bells. Then call it a day. Oh, what time is it? Oh, 6 a.m. Alright. And then, obviously, these are the seasonal completion stuff. Alright. 2 bells. 2 attempts and a dream. Look at this low odds. 2 rolls and 2, you know, I have a dream. Let's go. It's probably on the bottom tier. Alright. Easy come, easy go. Alright. That's it for our, that's it for the P5 collaboration. They did say, you know, stay tuned until next time, but maybe it's just a blanketed response to now it's gonna continue on to the next collaboration. As far as I know, they don't like continue this P5 string along while P3 is happening, but we never know what happens till after the P3 collab is complete. I think Aegis might be the last character. I can't think of another character outside of Aegis, so it'll be curious if they do a P4 collab before P4 revival hits the shelf, figuratively speaking, or they do a P3 P5 like co-collab. That would be kind of interesting. Like, stay tuned, you know. You have 3 groups in the place. The sky's the limit, in my opinion, for these crossovers, because it's non-canon for the time being. Who knows? I anticipate that's probably going to be a P4 setup, right? The timing would be very auspicious, I imagine. Although the question is, are they going to do that on the CN, like the CN server first, or they just go back? It's really interesting whenever a chapter wraps up. Obviously, I already know what's gonna happen going forward, but keeping an eye on CN and Korean servers gonna be interesting. So that's a wrap for Persona 5. Actually, and there's no like extra memory thing, I don't think. Right? Pretty sure. Yeah, those are the teasers. And then now I expect that they're gonna do it for P3. Ideally, I would have played the P3 stuff before then. This month was the month that I was gonna try to squeeze in P3 Persona 3 Portable, but it didn't happen. Too much language learning in the process. So that's a wrap for patch 3.6. But we'll be back in another 12 days. It'll be roughly 12 days because it's 11, the maintenance, and then the following day. So it was entertaining. I think you take these for what they are. They are a way to give you just enough to make you interested in playing Persona 5. the Persona 5 canonical, right? The numerical game, which we will do before the end of the year. And I think that's what they should serve as. The next update in 12 days will be the main story update, and I'm excited to see what Manaka and how big the things are. I didn't check how many like updates there are for Palace number 5 or 4. It's chapter 5, right? Until then, it's been fun. Again, if you're gonna watch this later, arigatou gozaimasu. You're always free to follow along, pick up Persona 5, Phantom P5X yourself, play along. Again, it's fully accessible outside of the gacha. Gacha is not required to complete 95% of the content outside of your 2 competitive things, and it's not reward dependent when it comes to the completion of the game. Right? Until next time, 皆さんまたね。見てくれてありがとう. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.